Hello, and thank you for joining this video. Today, we will be presenting the PunchOut e-procurement integration between Maximo and other e-commerce platforms. This PunchOut integration is provided by Seifware Inc. The agenda for today is to define what is PunchOut, who uses it, and what are the benefits of PunchOut, and what role it plays in the procurement process. Then we will be following it by a demonstration in the purchase requisition and work order tracking from within Maximo system. Although the integration supports the PunchOut from within any application in Maximo, whether it's original or a cloned application, we are going to be limiting the demonstration for those two applications. We will also be doing a demonstration of Maximo of the PunchOut integration capabilities from configuration and dynamic mapping without writing any code from an administration perspective. Afterwards, we are going to present what are the advantages of using Seifware integration and how you can get in contact with us. Let's get started. What is PunchOut? PunchOut is a functionality that connects a buyer's e-commerce procurement system with a supplier's e-commerce website. The buyer can punch out to a vendor's online store from within their e-procurement application. Both the application, which is the buyer's e-procurement system, and the seller's e-commerce website remain connected throughout the PunchOut session, and a bidirectional flow of data is maintained. The buyer can access the vendor site and the procurement catalog customized for them and make purchases from within their procurement system and from their internal platform, and pull the shopping cart to the e-procurement platform to go through their internal approval workflow before placing the order. Who uses PunchOut? Most mid-size to large business-to-business organizations have adopted procurement automation and moved to e-procurement applications for better spend management. Almost all companies that use procurement systems likely already have or plan to implement the PunchOut integrations. So buyers and sellers use the PunchOut where B2B business-to-business companies with multiple departments may purchase from hundreds of different vendors, which means each department has different requirements and hundreds of websites and accounts to order from. PunchOut integration streamlines and consolidates spend management as buyers can purchase from multiple vendors, yet maintain a company-wide view of procurement through their internal purchasing system. The PunchOut integration also enables you to put your product catalog as a seller front and center for everyone of your buyers, improving the customer experience. The convenience of buying a streamlined experience enabled sellers to retain and strengthen customer relationship. B2B sellers that offer PunchOut have reduced operational costs for both the seller and the buyer and have seen an increase in revenue from existing customers. What are the PunchOut benefits? Once the PunchOut integration with the e-procurement system is completed, the buyer can easily click on a button to access the product catalog without the need to log in to the e-commerce website. Shopping experiences are customized for the buyer and they can view preferred products, negotiate discounts, deliver information, payment terms, and other personalized features that rival the business to customers e-commerce. The PunchOut offers an enhanced e-commerce experience where business-to-business buyers today are seeking the same e-commerce experience as business-to-customer e-commerce. Note, the buyer PunchOut catalog is available in real time. Any changes or update to the products or pricing immediately reflects to the procurement catalog. By providing this integration, businesses can service customers around the clock. Buyers do not need to wait for business hours to send POs to their vendors, which is a future enhancement. They can log in anytime and complete their procurement tasks from anywhere. PunchOut eliminates unnecessary procurement and transactional touchpoints, centralizing all transactional information. All of the communication between the buyer and the seller is electronic and through a single platform. This removes the information silos and creates transparency in the procurement process, improving the communication between the buyer and the seller. The PunchOut and the procurement system integration electronically automate chasing and order management, reducing unnecessary paperwork for purchase order sales, invoicing, approval, etc. The manual order processing causes errors. No matter how careful your sales representatives are, humans are prone to human errors. The use of e-procurement application is becoming widely popular, and even small to mid-sized companies are using it. As more and more buyers transition digitally, their requirement to streamline procurement through PunchOut integration will increase. All the above benefits culminate in the last but the most important reason for getting into business, the revenue. Finally, this integration streamlines order processing, where it automates the order process. The seller gets notified as soon as the buyer approves an order and sends in a purchase order. This results in accurate orders and zero to no mistake. Time and money is also saved, rectifying wrong orders and managing returns and refunds. Please note that this is not a current feature of our integration, but it will be a future enhancement. PunchOut process. The PunchOut process plays an important role in procurement. It starts typically by a buyer creating a purchase document to request materials from a PunchOut-enabled supplier. Although this is not mandatory to have it on the purchase requisition, but it's a typical application where PunchOut is used. It can also be used from desktop requisition by end users and by planners' Workorder application. In this example, the buyer then clicks on a button from the procurement system to navigate using an automated login to the supplier e-commerce website to browse vendor catalog, price availability, among other things. Buyers choose desired items from the catalog and add them to the e-commerce website cart. Once satisfied, the buyer checks out the cart from the e-commerce supplier website to return to the procurement system with all cart details transferred to the procurement document. This creates a soft order to the e-commerce supplier side, linked with the purchase document lines. The document is then submitted for internal review, and it will then be converted to a purchase order. And then the order can be then submitted to the supplier electronically with all tax and shipping details. We are going to demonstrate the Maximo integration cart PunchOut from Maximo Purchase Requisition and Workorder tracking application, although the integration supports any other Maximo purchasing application. In this example, the buyer is logged into Maximo application, and he's going to create a new purchase requisition for a motor and a printer cart. So I'm going to create a new record, and I'm going to specify that I'm going to need a motor and a printer, and I'm going to save. I'm not going to specify the company that I need to punch out from, since the system is going to prompt me for a predefined list of PunchOut suppliers after clicking the vendor catalog. So I'm going to select from the list Amazon. That is a preferred supplier. The system's going to automatically log me to the business account of Amazon without prompting for any login. So I'm going to specify that I need a printer cartridge for HP. And I'm going to navigate and select the right printer for our office and add it to the cart. Also, I'm going to specify a specific motor that we need for our maintenance team. I'm going to select this motor and also add it to the cart. It's a similar experience, business to consumer. So I'm going to click on the checkout, and the system is going to prompt me for a list of steps that are necessary to complete the purchase requisition. So I'm going to accept this predefined address and I'm going to deliver to this address. The system prompt for shipping options. I'm going to accept that. The system is predefined under my business account to use a business MasterCard. However, this can be changed from Amazon settings. I am going to click continue in order to submit this request for approval. Unlike business to consumer, the order is not placed. It requires approval as I need to extract all the order details and to Maximo purchase requisition in order to submit it for further approval. So I'm going to submit the order for further approval and the system is going to extract automatically all the cart details into my purchase requisition. As you can see, the system automatically pulled all the description to quantity and order unit along with the cost details. Also, this integration can automatically and dynamically map all the fields that are required from Amazon into Maximo application of your choice. For example, they are extra fields that I need and are not met and added to the long description. Similarly, I can go to work order tracking as a planner and punch out the list of items that I need for my planning work order. So as a planner, I'm going to create a new work order tracking application record. And for illustration purposes, I'm going to specify that I need the same motor and the fan. I'm going to save my record and go to the plans, materials. Similar to the purchase requisition, you are going to also see a vendor catalog on the work order. There's no vendor on the header, so again, it's going to prompt me for a list of predefined e-commerce suppliers that I can select from. In this case, Amazon is my preferred e-commerce supplier, and it's going to log me again for the same experience. So I'm going to specify the other motor that I need, and I'm going to select this one, add it to the cart. Also, I'm going to search for a fan of my choice and also click on it and add it to the cart. Again, I'm going to proceed with the checkout and complete the list of steps in order to submit all the details from the cart into the work on plans. Again, I'm going to submit it for approval. And the system is going to extract all the details into my work order tracking. So this is a difference between the purchase requisition and work order, where the system automatically recognizes the item's number based on a predefined link between Amazon catalog and Maximo items master catalog. If I go to the item master, I can see that I predefined in the list of vendors that Amazon had this catalog ID. So by punching out from Amazon, the system automatically recognized the cart catalog and matched it with an existing item and updated on the work order tracking plans. Again, the system is capable to dynamically map and configure any field of your choice on any field on the application. Expanding the plan details, you can see that the system automatically recognized the vendor as Amazon updated the cost details. In the second demonstration, we are going to demonstrate Maximo integration capabilities from administration perspective in terms of dynamic configuration and mapping on the goal without the need to restart Maximo instance. As a system administrator, you are going to use the company's application in order to configure an e-commerce supplier. In this example, I'm going to choose Amazon and go to the PunchOut tab that the admin can use in order to enable or disable a PunchOut integration for any given e-supplier. If enabled, the system will require a list of mandatory attributes for authentication purposes and to default certain parameters such as the email address for the user in case the user does not have any valid email address on his account. In terms of dynamic configuration, the system is capable to dynamically map any given attribute for any given supplier, e-commerce platform to a Maximo application. As an example, the vendor can be configured on the response to DPR vendor on the header as a required parameters by leaving the default value if already populated by the end user. Another example is the unit measure. The unit measure can be configured on any application and mapped accordingly to the line field. Also, it can be set as a required, forcing the update or taking no action while also doing the mapping between the e-commerce values and the Maximo values on the go. The admin can add as much as mapping as required by specifying the mapping type, which supports the commodity group, commodity subgroup, currency item condition, and unit of measure mapping. Finally, the system is able to track all the requests per application, per request ID that is initiated by the end user, and track their responses, whether it's successful or not. On the company, the user also can test the connection, whether it's valid connection or not, based on given parameters. So what makes Seifware different from any other available integration on the market? The PunchOut integration by Seifware has an integration on the purchase requisition, which is common with other available integrations on the market. However, additionally, Seifware is capable of integrating the PunchOut with e-commerce on any other purchasing application, whether it's a cloned, custom, or original application in Maximo. Also, it has the capability of dynamic and live configuration and mapping of any given value between the e-commerce and Maximo values. What makes it special is that it has enhanced security capabilities, such as token in order to prevent attacks on the Maximo server from the outside, and is proxy enabled, where it can be easily configured to bypass a proxy using a username and password. It's flexible integration with only 8 hours deployment and configuration or less, and is upgrade capable and friendly where no Java classes are written. You can contact Seifware by emailing us at contact@seifware.com or visit our website www.seifware.com/contact. Thank you so much for watching.